Whistling apparition. In this chilling video, a grandfather and his grandson were relaxing in the living room when suddenly they heard whistling coming from downstairs. This is what they captured.
Cálmate. Estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase su voluntad. ¡Ay! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ay! Ábrele, a ver quién es. Ábrele.
No pasa nada.
Ay, abuelo.
No hay nada.
A ver, ve, fíjate. ¡Ay! ¡Otra vez, abuelo! ¡Es un pinche mono! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ciérrale! ¡Llámale a la policía! ¡Saca tu teléfono!
Calmado.
It's hard to see at first, but when looking closely, you can make out a shadowy head. We'll go ahead and look at the footage one more time, this time with added effects. Tell me what you see.
¡Abuelo!
Cálmate.
Estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase su voluntad. ¡Ay! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ay! Ábrele, a ver quién es. Ábrele.
No pasa nada.
Ay, abuelo.
No hay nada.
A ver, ve, fíjate. ¡Ay! ¡Otra vez, abuelo! ¡Es un pinche mono! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ciérrale! ¡Llámale a la policía! ¡Saca tu teléfono!
Calmado.
Without a shadow of a doubt, most people would absolutely tremble in fear when faced with paranormal entities. Unfortunately for this grandfather, he had to face the paranormal with a sniveling little grandson.
¡Ay! ¡Otra vez, abuelo! ¡Es un pinche mono!
Camper's frightening visitor. While in the wilderness, a man decides to start recording himself doing what we can only assume is some sort of survival training. What he didn't consider recording was an encounter that would leave him absolutely terrified. See for yourself. I can't think of a more terrifying sight than a dark shadowy figure stalking me in the dead of night in a forest all alone where no one can hear me scream. Looking closely at whatever this thing is, it definitely has a humanoid shape and may just be a stalker that likes to dress up in the forest. There is also the chance this may be some sort of forest cryptid like a black-eyed child that will ask you for help only to take advantage of your kindness and have you go missing forever. What do you think this could be? Legendary forest cryptid? Or just some lurking creep in the forest? Good morning surprise. Camping in a tent is no fun if you're homeless, but for those of us who want to disconnect from the cluttered world of technology, it can be paradise on Earth. But whether you are in your dystopian desk job slaving away, or in a beautiful natural environment, you should always have your guard up, ready for any possible threats, ready to strike at a moment's notice. Unfortunately for this next camper, his paradise was rudely interrupted by an uninvited guest. What a surprise to wake up to. While this camper was dead asleep, he noticed a low growl and opened his tent to a grizzly bear. Grizzly bears are massive creatures that can be as tall as 8 feet when standing on their hind legs. On top of that, they can weigh up to 600 pounds and run at 35 miles per hour when chasing down their prey. Grizzly bears are definitely one of the most dangerous animals to come across in the forest. I believe it's safe to assume that our cameraman made it out alive considering he uploaded this footage, albeit with no further information posted. Any sudden movements and the cameraman would definitely have recorded his last video. Then and there. Truck stop ghost. American truck drivers see many strange things on the road, from car crashes to tornadoes and all sorts of insane things. Truck drivers also tend to drive while sleep deprived and start hallucinating things that aren't there. From seeing apparitions from the corner of their eyes to mistaking everyday objects for monsters straight from a horror movie. In this next clip, a trucker is inspecting his truck when he thought he seen a little girl hiding behind his truck. Wanting to make sure he wasn't imagining things from the long journey he had, he decides to take his phone out and start recording. As you're about to see, to his absolute horror, he was right.
¿Y por qué no te gusta trabajar de noche?
A la verga.
If you direct your attention to the back of the semi-truck's tire, we can make out the upper torso of what appears to be a little girl. It's not certain whether this entity is a supernatural event or a much more sinister scenario at play. One example I can give is the trafficking of young women who are forced to offer illicit services to truckers in return to their owners who would take most of the profits for themselves. Most of these young girls are typically in the age range of 12 to 16 years old, and in these situations they're runaways who are taken in by men with ill intentions. However, if this was the case, then why would this particular instance have one of these girls hiding behind a semi-truck's tire? Some comments under the video that I found this on suggested this may be the ghost of a young woman who was victimized by a trucker and left for dead. And unfortunately, we may never know what exactly this trucker captured on camera. Lost to the ocean. On May 24th, 2023, recent high school graduates are celebrating their graduation day on a cruise ship near Athol Island in the Bahamas. One 18-year-old Cameron Robbins partakes in typical post-high school graduation debauchery, such as horseplay and drinking with friends. However, during the boat cruise, Cameron is dared to jump off the cruise ship into the pitch-black ocean. Cameron, riding the high of his recent graduation, decides to take up this dare. However, Cameron soon comes to regret this decision, as seen in this next clip, in a tragic fate.
Yo! This kid fucking jumped off! Oh my fucking god! Oh! Oh, bye-bye! Oh shit! That's it! Hey, grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy! Yo, this kid's fucking gone, bro!
At first, this video seems fairly harmless. Just a bunch of friends who dared their friend into doing a silly thing. However, none of them would have guessed that this would be the last time they would ever see Cameron Robbins alive. See, shortly after this video was taken, Cameron disappeared into the pitch black water, with no trace of him remaining to this day. Adding on to the already eerie pitch black water is the fact that Athol Island waters are notorious for being infested with sharks. If we take a look back at the video and look closely to the left of Cameron, we can make out some sort of creature moving within the waters. I'll go ahead and use special effects to highlight what exactly I'm referring to. After a few days of searching by authorities in the Bahamas, they concluded Cameron's body was lost to the sea. This is a grim reminder to always watch ourselves when out in the real world. Because in the real world, whether you're a street smart veteran or a kid beginning their journey in life, there are things lurking in the dark that won't hesitate to punish carelessness permanently. Last live stream. On January 15th of 2023, 4 friends are on their way to Nepal. One of the individuals in this friend group is named Sonyu Jaiswal, who is visiting the country in order to pray for a son at a popular temple dedicated to Shiva, a Hindu god. During the flight, Sonyu decides to record the plane's descent. What he captures next is both disturbing and tragic. It's not shown in the video, but a pilot error led to the plane's propeller being positioned out of order. Because of this mistake, the plane flipped to the side in mid-air, leading to the tragic accident. Out of all 72 lives that were on board, 0 survived the crash. Sonia was survived by a family of 4, with his 3rd child on the way. This last video is definitely the scariest out of all the clips I've shown today, simply because we never really know when our time is up, until it's too late. Hey guys, thank you so much for making me part of your day. I hope I got a scare or 2 out of you, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.